Welcome to Climate Bytes, an easy way to take 5 minutes to learn about the climate emergency. Please like this video, subscribe to our channel, and click the bell to be notified when we post a new video. Today, we talk to Alexander Lee, teacher, lawyer, and activist. Hi, Alexander. How are you today?
Hey, great to see you, Angela. I'm doing pretty well. It's pretty hot.
Well, where you are, it is. What are we going to talk about today, Alexander?
I think we should talk about Earth Day because it's coming right up here.
That's
And the
right.
first Earth Day was in 1970, founded uh, by the junior senator from Wisconsin, Gaylord Nelson. And he worked with Randy Hayes, who made Earth Day into sort of an international thing in 1990 when I was in high school. And I had my Earth Day T-shirt from 1990 for a couple decades until it
Wow.
finally wore out.
So, Earth
Uh,
Day has been going on since 1970? That's
yeah, and it
amazing.
really was the impetus for a lot of the major environmental legislation in the United States, including the Clean Air Act, eventually a couple years later, the Clean Water Act, and the NEPA, which is the National Environmental Policy Act. And then actually, when I was in college, I got to meet Lois Gibbs, who was the Love Canal mom, and that led to Superfund. So a lot of and that was closer to 1980, so about 10 years later. But a lot of that major environmental legislation really came out of the Nixon administration, and in the 60s, late 60s, and 70s, early 70s.
What is the importance of Earth Day to the world?
Well, it's a time for us to reflect and think. I mean, the problem with Earth Day the the phrase now is pretty common. Every day is Earth Day. The problem with making it one day is that we need to be thinking about it 366 days a year, and it's significant because, like Earth Hour, where people turn their lights out for an hour, it's a solidarity and people doing things together. When I was the head of the environmental student group in college, I organized an Earth Week so that we always had a different activity and a different theme each of those 7 days of the Earth Week. And so it's a chance to sort of have focused education around these topics. Now, maybe the release of the IPCC reports this year, anyway, is leading to something similar to Earth Day.
Yeah, the Earth Day theme for this year is invest in our planet, and I don't think it could be more timely. We need to invest in our planet for sure, so that our civilizations can survive.
Yeah, that's an interesting verb choice, though. Invest, right? Because so much of what's wrong with our planet right now is capitalism and the economy that is basically based around eternal growth. And what the new IPCC report does in chapter 5 is really debunk that myth and say that what people need is services, not endless consumption of fossil fuels and growth.
That's right. That's right. I think that might have been just a little play on words, the invest part. Because, yes, we do actually have to invest money into working to mediating climate change and getting off of fossil fuels. It's super important that we do it. And that last IPCC report, all the reports that have come out over the past few months have pointed in one direction, that we need to get off of fossil fuels immediately
Mm-hmm.
and change our ways, because otherwise there's a lot of pain that's going to be happening for a lot of people around the world.
Yeah, it's frustrating to watch the discussions around, inflation and gas prices in the United States from abroad as a Democrat abroad, and and think that people still believe we need to transition slowly to getting off of fossil fuel. No, we've been talking like that since before I was in college. I remember when methane, aka CH4, aka natural gas, was supposed to be the way that we could transition the transition fuel away from oil.
Yeah, that was
Nonsense.
madness. It's the same. It's the same
Nonsense.
thing. It's the same basis. Fossil fuels. So yeah, we can't
Yeah.
transition
And it's
with
methane
gas.
instead of carbon dioxide. Methane's around for like a decade, maybe 2 decades. Carbon dioxide's around for a century, maybe longer. And so carbon dioxide is what we compare everything to as climate scientists and pseudoscientists like myself. But the methane is also 20 times more of a global warming potential gas. In layman's terms, it's 25 times worse over a 100-year period, and really 80 times worse over a 20-year period than carbon dioxide. So we've got to cut it out. We need to stop.
So, what do you want people to do or think about on this Earth Day?
Well, I guess we want them to think about investing. I think the places to invest at this moment in time are in the new Democrats Abroad Environmental Council, and at the DNC level as well. There's a fantastic group of people who are pushing hard. And I think, we need to invest personally in making sure we're buying, using our purchasing power to buy, when we're replacing a car or some big ticket item like that, the most environmental one that we can afford.
That is true. Definitely, people need to seek out electric vehicles or take public transportation. That's also an option, to take public
option in many places in the world, more so where you are and where I am than in our home country. But yeah, so important. Yeah,
that is true. And if I'm going to include some links about Earth Day, I'll also include our Earth Day Toolkit, which has a lot of great ideas on things that people can do, to simple ideas that people can use to save money on electricity, but also help the environment. And I'll also include a few links on electric vehicles that are coming out this year and next year. So everybody, we
were looking at one today. They're pretty amazing. The new electric vehicles.
Yes, they are
a much bigger range, and they I really think it would be foolish to buy even a hybrid at this point, because I think in 2 or 3 years there are going to be enough charging stations so that nobody needs to really worry about that.
I agree.
We don't go in that direction. We're facing rising sea levels that will drown out most of the major cities that are clustered along coastlines.
That is true. We're facing a lot of unknowns if we don't. Unknowns in a negative way, not like positive surprises, like, oh, it'll all be negative. And we're expecting more storms, we'll be expecting more floods. It won't be good. So remember, everyone, we're not saving the planet, we're saving our own lives. So check out the links below, and we'll see you next time. Happy Earth Day.